Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and tonight we're going to do another premiere draft of Crimson Vow. Last time we ended up with a green-white deck that was kind of average. We got 4 wins out of it. So let's see how we do. Yeah, wait for the table to fill up. So Crimson Vow. I also noticed last time, like, we didn't even have any rares in our deck. So yeah, I wasn't super upset about the deck's performance. So as usual, I'm gonna go into this draft like not expecting certain colors. Though one thing I would like to draft at some point is the black green uncommon, the lumber knot that lets all your guys with deal damage based on their toughness if their toughness is higher than their power. I actually got that in a one of the midweek events they had a while back was a phantom draft of Crimson Vow, and I ended up drafting 2 of those lumber knots in the deck, and I went a solid 3-0 in that event, and then well after 3 wins you don't get any more prizes, so no reason to stick around after that. Okay, let's take a look at our rare. Discard your hand, then draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, I'm not super interested in it, that's for sure. So looking at the uncommons, Diver Scab is decent. We'll take Visionary's pretty good. And Fierce Retribution is a removal spell. I think I'm going to take the Visionary here as our pick. And then we can follow up with this nice Abrade. Yeah, Abrade is definitely going to be the pick here. We also have Wolf Strike in the pack. The rare was not taken, so some uncommon was taken. One other thing I learned is that like each of these packs will have at least in the common section 1 card from each color. So like if there was a green common missing, we'd know that someone took a green common. But that's not really the case. But yeah, Abrade is definitely going to be the pick here. And now we're waiting for more packs. The rare there was just another... No, not another. Down him. Ooh. Here's a rare I don't really mind playing, Dominating Vampire. It's not super spectacular, like, it can give, like, a threaten for the number of vampires you have. But, even if you don't have any vampires, it's still a 3-mana 3/3, which is pretty decent in Limited. Beyond that, I mean, Fearful Villager, being a menace guy that could turn into a 4/3. The Flame Breather is also pretty nice, but I'm going to pick... I mean, I don't see anything else from any other colors. Wolf Strike again. But I'm going to pick the Dominating Vampire here. So here we have a Cloaked Cadet, which can be good for getting some card draw. Piercing Light as more removal. Lacerate Flesh for removal. And Wolf Strike. Part of me wants to just take the Lacerate Flesh, but part of me wants to take the Cloaked Cadet as well. A decent card if you can train it up a couple times, get a couple extra draw steps. But if I take the Lacerate Flesh here, I can kind of signal to the next players that, red isn't really going to be open for them. And I know at this point we're going to be in red for sure. Whereas the Cloaked Cadet... I don't know, it's just such a good draw. I'll take it. I'll take it. We can probably get another Lacerate Flesh at some other point. So here... Not super interested in any of these commons. Courier Bat could be okay, but we don't have any life gain stuff to go with it. Maybe I'll just take this Cobbled Lancer, in case we end up blue-red. It's a pretty decent creature. It's not really something we can play on turn 1 or 2, though. We do have a Sure Strike here, and we have a Runebound Wolf. We don't really have any other wolves at this point. Cruel Witness is a card, and so is Siphon Essence. I think it's between either the Cruel Witness or the Wolf. I mean, that ability, I've never really used it before. So it would just kind of be a 2-mana 2/2. Sure Strike is another possibility. I'm going to go with the Cruel Witness here. We'll see where that leads. Well, it leads to another Cruel Witness. We also have an Apprentice Sharpshooter. If we were looking for more green cards. We have another Cruel Witness, though. I did already mention that. And a Lightning Wolf. Lightning Wolf is okay. I think I might just take the Sharpshooter here, just to kind of keep our options open between red-blue and red-green. And here we have, I'm kind of glad I took the Sharpshooter because we have a Spore Crawler here, which is a pretty good 3-drop. We have the Flame Breather, which I do like. Let's take the Spore Crawler. Now this pack is what came back to us. Oh my, this came back to us. And we're still probably not going to take it because we do have a Scattered Thoughts here. So I'm going to grab the Scattered Thoughts, actually. Has some card draw. Another Cruel Witness. Okay. There's a Flame Breather for a potential 2-drop. I do like those. And these cards, I mean, if we end up in black for whatever reason, we got Mind Leech Ghoul. Fear of Death is playable, I guess. Just kind of keeping our options open. We've got some blue stuff, we've got some red stuff, we got some green stuff going on. We did not get... I'm still wondering if I should have taken that Lacerate Flesh earlier. Just prioritize removal over this Cloaked Cadet. And we have End the Festivities, which we probably won't. That's a Mythic Red Dragon that we are definitely picking. We are definitely in red. Other good cards in this pack. The Catgeist, Brambleworm, Blood Petal Celebrant. I don't know about having a second Scare Thought. Spore Crawler, Fearful Villager. There's kind of a lot of stuff in this pack. Even a Piercing Light if we were... Well, if you're black, you're kind of sad, but... Yeah, we're going to take the Manaform Hellkite. Oh gosh, we're getting past Great Green Rare. I can't ignore that. And then there's all these good black cards. What was taken out of here? It was a common. It was a common that was taken. There's no color missing. Okay, well, I think that's going to... I think this is pretty much going to solidly put us into red-green. Another Dominating Vampire, which I wouldn't mind. I would really like to get a Reckless Impulse for this deck, though. But maybe we can get that later. I think we're definitely putting these blue cards away. And we're just going to be red-green after that Uvenwald Oddity. Yeah, I can't ignore a 4/4 with haste. Like, we could play this on turn 3, followed up with turn 4, and since it has haste, it'll train this. So good. We are going to need more 2-drops, though. So I'm going to have to be on the lookout for those. Right now, we just have 2. Remember, our goal is 5 2-mana creatures. Hey, there's a Sporeback Wolf. I'm going to take the Wolf, in case we start finding like some Pack Song pups. Massive Might would also be good. I noticed there's no red common there, so apparently even though I took all these good red cards in Pack 1, you know, these people are taking the good red cards. There's a Massive Might for us. I don't mind that card. A good white uncommon there, too. And there's Witch's Web, another good white common. But I'm just gonna... Now I feel like maybe we're not supposed to be in red-green. Because look at all this white stuff that's here. I mean, it's not... None of it is spectacular. I don't think we're playing any of these cards, so I'll just take the uncommon. Maybe we'll just hold out. We only need 10 more cards to get to a to get to 23. Here we go. The Spiked Ripsaw. I think I want to try that card. I passed up on it last time. Or there's also the Weary Prisoner. We've got a couple 4-drops. I'm gonna play the Ripsaw. Ooh, here we go. Spore Crawler. Definitely take another Spore Crawler over another Sharpshooter. And we have cards we're probably not playing. I'll just take the green uncommon just to signal that, you know, I want green stuff coming back to me and not black and white stuff. How are we on our overall creature count? 11 creatures, not doing too bad. Oh, this came back to us. That's wonderful. We'll pass the Esper cards since we're not in Esper. I could use more removal, though. I'll just take the uncommon here. I mean, if we need another big creature, I guess that could be playable. And we'll get another one. Oh, the clue, the Investigator's Journal. But, oh, there's removal. That is removal, and we are kind of desperate for that. That can give us card draw. But we also have Spore Crawlers that can provide that function. I want removal. And Rending Flame is pretty good removal. Oh, and here we go with another just amazing pack. I do want the Reckless Impulse. But Voltaic Visionary is also pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to take the Visionary because we do still need some 2-mana creatures. Sporeback Wolf can actually fill out our 2-mana creature spot. Quite nicely, I might add. So that gives us our 5 2-mana creatures that we're looking for. And then this thing can cost 2 less because we are running like those Sporeback Wolves. We have the Dominating Villager. I think we have enough to run that card this time. We're only 3 cards off from a complete deck here. We could probably use a couple more 4 and 5 drops. I mean, the Wolfkin Outcast is basically a 4-drop. I could use like a Lacerate Flesh. I know we passed on a couple of those. Oh, wow. We have this 2-drop. We have the Taxidermist. Taxidermist, Dawnheart Disciple. We have this Werewolf. I do kind of need werewolves, but I almost think I want to... Fine, I'll take the Taxidermist. We won't play the Flame Breather. We're not running that many. We're all set on 2-drops. This card is actually pretty good. I could also go with Lightning Wolf. I'll take the statue. I'll take the statue and... Sheltering Boughs. I've been wrecked by that card a couple times, but we do have like the Spiked Ripsaw to turn everything into a threat. I'm gonna take the big thing here. I would rather it be a Flourishing Hunter. We don't have that yet. Another Sharpshooter. And at this point, anything I take, I would have to remove something. So I can take the Massive Might and maybe remove Witch's Web, just because Massive Might is cheaper. I don't think we're playing any of these cards. But I'll take the Knife. I guess if I want a second one of those... Oh, Toxic Scorpion. I may have to cut something. What, a Sporeback Wolf? I don't think we need 3 of those. And, well, that's a card we're not playing. The Blood Servitor just makes a single blood token when it enters the battlefield. Okay, so let's take a look at stuff in our sideboard here. Other than Witch's Web, I don't think anything else is really going to be in contest here. There's Toxic Scorpion, but we don't even have any... we don't even have any Wolf Strikes to really go with that. How's our overall creature count? 18 creatures, 5 non-creatures. So we've got the Abrade, the Rending Flame, the Ripsaw. I would kind of like another non-creature. Our other non-creature options, just because we do have this Manaform Hellkite, even just as a 4/4 flyer for 4, it's pretty good. I mean, we just didn't get a Lacerate. We didn't have a good chance to really pick up a Lacerate Flesh. We are lower on curve here, for the most part. We've got a few cards at the upper end of things. This is basically a 4-drop. No, stick it with them. Oh, we've got plenty of things that can train this. Rending Flame. Yeah, I think the Spiked Ripsaw is going to do good here. The only other thing I could see is putting in the Witch's Web. Would I want to cut a... I don't think I want to cut a land. Not this time. Because we do... I mean, we do kind of want to get up to 7 to transform this thing. We've got the Pyre Spawn here. We've got the Spiked Ripsaw. So what do we got here? 8 mountains, 9 forests. We have the double red dominating vampires, double red Pyre Spawn. The only double green card we have is the Oddity, and we have the double red. So I think we want to have... I think we want 9 on the mountains. Just because we have more double red stuff going on. We also have the statue to help fix our mana. I like the way this deck looks. The Massive Mites could also help us train this guy and leave the other attacker alive. Yeah, let's go for it. I think we're just going to try and be aggressive here. we have very little removal, only an Abrade and a Rending Flame, so we will have to use them very sparingly as we take on this Theorist. I go first. I'm going to keep this. We do have the Visionary here. Maybe we can get a land off of it. Most of our deck is going to be cheap. Oh, I also have the statue here. Maybe I'll just play the statue. I'll see what we draw. A taxidermist. Well, I don't foresee myself. The next card could just be a land. Let's activate this. Let's go for it. Ha! Successful. And let's get this going. Next turn we can even throw out this Oddity and attack for 8 if we wanted to. They could attack us here for 2, but they can't train their guy. So I'm not super worried about that at the moment. I can also play the Dominating Vampire and steal this thing. Oh, that's kind of annoying. That makes some chump blockers. I think the best bet, though, is to go for the Oddity. Could also play both the Taxidermist and Vampire, but I'm gonna get aggressive here. We're gonna do this. Four with Trample and Haste and a 4/3. Our opponent cannot take out either one of them, just opts to take the 8 damage. They could train the trainee here by pumping one of their other things. I can't do much about that. And our opponent is being really aggressive. What do they have that lets them think they can do that? Oh, well, that makes sense. It could still be worth it to transform this thing when we get to 7 mana. Let's see. We can play the... Let's play the Vampire, I think. And I can take their... Traveling Minister and gain a life. Let's do that. I can play a Taxidermist as well. Okay, now they can't attack me as easily. We have massive might as we go attacking. They've got a lot of small... Oh. Okay, maybe now they can attack me. That's kind of a lot. Okay, we gotta do a little bit of math here, because 3, 4... That's actually kind of bad. I don't really want to take 6 here. And I don't really want to trade. But that thing, when they play it as a disturb, they can make more flying. This thing is going to untap and become a 5/5. So let's do this. Do kind of a defensive massive might. I could even transform this thing now. and give my other creatures trample and haste. Yeah, let's do that. Can they swing for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? They don't have lethal on the crackback, and this is lethal coming at them, so they will have to make some blocks here. And they're not going to be spectacular blocks because they're just going to lose what they have. And then this thing is going to also untap and transform. So it'll be a 6/6 with trample added to this mix. Kind of a rough spot for our opponent. They only have one card left in hand. Of course, they'll be drawing one. I mean, they could throw everything at like the 5/4. They could do that. I kind of want the trainee gone, so they don't train that up. I don't care much about the flyer when everything I have has trample. And now I've got another 6/6 on here with trample. They could spend their 5 mana getting rid of this and then just chump block everything. I don't think that's spectacular either. We can hardcast this Wolfkin Outcast next turn. And this mana comes at my pre-combat main phase. It'll just automatically give me a mana. Our opponent not in a good position here. Not at all. Yes, they're gaining life. Going attacking. Okay. Do they have... Oh, my other creatures have haste as well, so I can play this Cloaked Cadet and go swinging, or play this and go swinging. Let's go with the pressure situation. And just come in here. This should be enough. Yeah, even though this is locked down, it's giving my stuff trample and haste, and yeah, I'm not sure our opponent could have gotten out of that. So we are off to a great start here. After, one game. And while the matchmaker is matchmaking us, I'm just going to check the recording time here. Alright, well, I guess who needs removal when you can just be super aggressive? Yeah, this is good. We don't have a 3-drop, but we have one heck of a 4-drop. Our opponent mulliganed down to 6. Of course, they're on the draw, so it doesn't necessarily hurt them as much. Lair Wolf. They have a Panicked Bystander. Hey, we have something to play on this turn now. Get in for 2 damage. I think I'm still going to play the Manaform Hellkite next turn. No blocks. I mean, I could play the Cloaked Cadet, but I don't have anything out here that can train it right now, so let's go with Big Beefy Flyer. And hope our opponent doesn't have removal for it. Nothing says I have an adamant will like that does. Wretched Throng. Okay, totally leaving up a potential fierce retribution. I see that. I don't want my Manaform Hellkite dying to that today, thank you. Now our opponent is kind of in a bad position, although we're not in a great position because these two are lands. I do want to train this guy. Oh, they're also playing black. I could train the Cloaked Cadet and probably lose my... I'm gonna do it. I can't spend all day playing around their removal. And now they're gonna need removal for this. Oh my. Let's kill off... Let's kill off the two creatures. I could play this and flip him next turn. Or I could also be playing him into a counter spell. They didn't have Fierce Retribution. Let's just pass here. Skywarp Scab, that's fine. I kind of wish I had played this, because then I could transform it and just kind of go crazy with it. I could double block, they could only kill one. I think I'm okay with that here. Or they could also have Piercing Light. Which they do not have. So we're going to drop this thing, and we can just kind of come in. And just be like, yo, what's up? I don't think it matters which one you block there. They were both 4/4s. On the next turn, we can flip this and just make everything super deadly. Which I think that is what we're going to do. Super deadly stuff, activate. The 3/5 doesn't really come in here. Other than to make lethal attack. They can't even kill this with double blocking. Let's just go with those two. Yeah, otherwise I would have just thrown away the wolf, but our opponent's at 1. They're not doing great. I mean, they could put lifelink on this thing, but yeah, that's not going to be enough. Once again, bomb rares coming through for us. All right, now let's find our next one. This is actually the first time I've done a number of Crimson Vow drafts before I started recording them, recording drafts for this channel, and I've never gotten to play with the that 4/4 hasty green guy. This is good. We have a Sporeback Wolf, we have a Spore Crawler, we have a Fearful Villager, they have wolves. It's red-green versus red-green. We'll play our wolf here. Pack Song Pup. Pup, pup, pup. I do kind of want to trade here. Just because they have a pup. Let's go with these. Well, if I go with the villager and I get another... But if they get another wolf, I can't block and trade. I do want to get this thing off the field, and we only have 2 removal spells. Yeah, see, they have another wolf. Of course, they're just not going to attack. What can we do? Like, we can go attacking. And they're not going to block. Fair enough. I'll play my own wolf. That'll let me play the Wolfkin Outcast next turn. And I have Massive Might, so maybe we can get rid of something here. I mean, it's risky because they have mana open. Or we just take 9 here, and I don't really want to take 9. Defensive Massive might go. This can totally backfire in our face with Sure Strike, with a Braid, with anything, yeah. Yup. And now we can't even play the thing anymore. I will just have to play the Sharpshooter and hold back. I'm thinking I'm going to double block the Wolfkin Outcast. But they're not going to do attack with it. Well, blocking there doesn't do anything for me. This is getting bad. No attacks, I can't really attack. This is not going well for us. Because our opponent had that early Pack Song Pup, and we just did not draw an Abrade for it. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger. 6 damage. If I don't block here, I could just be dead. So let's block here. I can draw a card. If I draw an Abrade, I could kill it. That is not an Abrade. That is also not helpful. Well, I can play this thing. We've kind of just lost a lot of our resources, though. We're just kind of outmatched here. And I think we were on the draw, too. Hey, I have one of these. I can't go attacking, but I also can't... Maybe I was supposed to attack with the fire spell. No, that can't be right. That Pack Song Pup is just out of control. And they have 3 other werewolves. Four other wolves. Oh, hey. Nice of you to arrive. I mean, I can flip this thing next turn. But their board is just so massive. Their board is so much better than ours. And they have that Pack Song Pup that just keeps growing. I can't play both of these, can I? No, I cannot. I can transform on the flip, but... Or as an instant, but... Yeah, this is all not bad. Of course, that can also stop my creatures from blocking. Which is kind of bad. And that Paxong pup just keeps getting bigger. I have to start throwing things under the bus. We'll flip this. Okay. Okay, that's reasonable. Now, do I have attacks here? If I play the sharpshooter, this all goes back. I could attack with... I can't attack with anything on the ground. Other than maybe the pyre spawn, because if they... No, because that's not even productive. I guess we're just attacking with this. That thing stops my creatures from blocking. I don't really care if we go back to daytime. It'd probably be slightly less terrible for me. Because their stuff will get slightly smaller. Whereas it's only my Wolfkin Outcast that got smaller, and they have like 4 things that are transforming. Well, let's see, what could help me here? Spiked Ripsaw would be kind of nice. Paxong, another Paxong pup. Pup, pup, pup. That's too many pups. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's do this. One of those guys... Well, I could do that. But I'd rather chump block there. And they would have to use some kind of a pump spell there. Just, I'm expecting a combat trick here. But that's why I'm not blocking with the behemoth. Yep, there it is. Okay, and I can deal 3 damage to a thing. I could kill the other Paxong pup. That's not the problem right now. I could kill that. I gotta kill that. Let's kill that. That's fine. A vampire. Man, if I had one other vampire, I could steal their Paxong pup and attack them with it, and it would have trample. Maybe, if we get lucky, I can draw the other vampire. Can I go attacking here? I feel like I have to keep the pressure up with this Manaform Hellkite, or I'm just not going to squeak out a victory. Yep, there's the pups. Okay, so I'm actually going to block with this. Let's draw the other dominating vampire. Then I'd have all my rares and mythics on the field at once. Oh, and they have a taxidermist. Yeah, because that's what you needed. Yep, you needed that too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My pup. Hi. Everything has haste and trample. If I come in, do I just win? Math is for blockers. I mean, this is trample, dude. You can't block that way. Do I? Yeah, everything's trample. We have to block that a little bit differently. 21 plus 5 is 26, 30, 34 points of damage coming in. I think they're realizing how much trouble they're in. They also might survive. Oh, they survived at 1. Yeah, I guess I should have done math. Oh well, that was amusing how that happened. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have gone swinging all out there. But, very amusing end to the game. Our opponent just had such a big board state on the ground. It would have been best if we had some way we could have sacrificed the pup. Our opponent goes first. We need a third land to really do anything. As long as we get a third land. This is a risky keep. Our opponent kept. We're going to have 3 draws to get a land. Oh, hey, look, I got a land. Now it's not as bad. Oh, look, I got a 2-drop. Now it's even better. So I'm thinking of playing the Apprentice Sharpshooter next. We'll see if we get another land or not. Okay, we do. So I can just play along the curve. And I can start potentially training things. I mean, I would like to get the Foreboding Statue out. But I also want to get these guys training. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Well, I can go training. They cannot kill it. I can't kill anything. I guess I am also representing combat tricks, which is why they're a little bit hesitant. Now that's going to transform, because I'm not sacrificing a creature. And it's going to be a 5/3 flyer, but I'm just going to play this. And next turn I think I'll play the statue. If they want to attack, I'm not going to block it. Because my attack is going to be a little bit more dangerous. If they had removal, I feel they'd be slapping it down on this Hellkite so fast. I think they're deciding on if they're going to attack or not. A braid would be a great draw to get rid of that. Wedding announcement. I don't want wedding announcement. What's wrong with you? So I could train this thing, but only once. I would rather... I know I got to get that going, but I would rather get a couple training things. And just kind of hold off for now. This card is going to be a challenge to beat. But we are presenting our own challenges, too. And I mean, like, next turn, I can train these guys and then drop the Pyre Spawn, which can also continue their training. Oh, yuck. Didn't want them getting a farmer. A braid would still be a great draw. As would the, our chainsaw. We haven't even drawn that yet. So we could go chainsaw, equip it to the Hellkite. Oh, that's gonna... On the wolf? Really? Sure. Let's go attacking. We have a massive might now on the Hellkite. Yep, that is what we wanted. That's fine. That's also fine. I mean, this is going to make a... Oh, it's a 1-1. Well, that's cute. That's going to go away. That's going to transform, which is going to be the biggest problem, but we can still train these guys up. The airways are clear, and we have this coming. So yeah, our opponent can attack us for 4 and gain 4 here. But we're going to put them under some serious pressure on the following turn. Their guys are going to end up getting a buff. I will trade their lifelinker for the Pyre Spawn if that happens. This is not going to happen, though. Soren. That's bad.
You fight.
That is very bad. Okay, well, we do have to go training here. I kind of want to play the Visionary. But I do need to get the Pyre Spawn out. That's going to go at Soren. Honestly, maybe this one should just be holding back to block. Just send those two at Soren. Yeah, they're looking for combat tricks. But we can get rid of a couple of their tokens. Yeah, they're going to get another turn with Soren. I mean, I can't stop that. I do think I have to play the Pyre Spawn here. It's just the bigger card and more mana efficient. And yeah, we'll take out a couple of the tokens. That's fine.
Follow in darkness, then.
Oh, they let me get rid of the... Maybe I don't play the Pyre Spawn then, because I don't see... maybe I do. I would still trade it for that. Remind me to activate the Foreboding Statue at the end of... at the end of their turn. I gotta block this farmer. They're getting a lot of flying stuff. The problem is their whole board is +1/+1. Which is why this isn't as impressive. Although I can still go swinging with it. Who knows, maybe we can get one of our other bomb rares. I'm gonna make a blue mana. That'll show ya. Wolfkin Outcast. Again, not terrible. It provides another big body. Do I go swinging with this, is the question. Not really. I think I'm going to play the Visionary here. Guess I don't have as many wolves as I thought. No attacks. That's not what I wanted to see. Well, that suddenly puts pressure in the air on us. And they're going to gain so much life off of all this. They're gaining back 8. Oh, I do have a locker. It needs to train a bit more, though. Well, it doesn't matter which one I block. Okay. Black mana. Oh, hey, there's a Sporeback Wolf. Let's activate this and see if we can get something that is helpful. Well, that's a token I can throw at them. I can throw their Lifelinker token at them. Yeah, let's do that. And I can also play this. Do I want to do this now? Because if they kill this, then I could also kill that. Which I'd be okay with. They did not want to. Okay. Kind of an intense game. It'll be kind of amazing if we do end up winning, having battled through a Sorin and the wedding announcement. The issue is they just have those flyers right now. I do have one sharpshooter, but I wish it was a couple points bigger. I just don't have a way to get it bigger without it really dying. Yeah, it doesn't matter what I go in with. Oh, you're totally gonna do that. Oh, you're totally not gonna do that. Well, your mistake. Oh, let's add green. I mean, we can't not go attacking. How much mana do I have? Not enough to play both these things, unfortunately. I think I'm going to have to play the Wolfkin Outcast here. Or I play the Cadet and try to find an answer with it. I'll play the Wolfkin Outcast. Maybe if I put enough pressure on the ground. I can't attack with this, and even if I do, they're swinging back for 6 there. Let's go with those 2 for now. Okay, they are going to do that. Okay, we are going to make some trades. Fortunately, the Pyre Spawn's damage can't kill anything. Ah, stupid wedding festivity. I guess I just shoot you then. So now next turn, more of this stuff can crash through. But we still have issues in the air. And even training this guy once isn't going to solve our issues. Oh, geez. Oh, hey. Problem solved. Oh, and hey, this Manaform Hellkite's gonna do stuff. Okay. Okay. I think the Ripsaw is actually going to go on the Sharpshooter. Meaning, let's attack with that stuff. There, now they cannot just go freely swinging with the 2 flyers. And I could even just like be passing the Ripsaw back and forth. Oh, but now they're gonna get back stuff from their graveyard. Especially that traveling. I would need something else here. Yep, they're getting stuff back. Maybe I just need to play the Cloaked Cadet here. Because this attacking won't do much, that attacking. And they would just double block here and there. And that's not a very impressive thing to do. But yeah, I'm gonna need some card advantage. The problem is we're at 7 life, and they still have 2 flyers. And they've got a whole bunch of fuel. Oh. And they keep getting stuff. Now that thing's going to be coming back. I don't foresee a win here. Our opponent just has such a good defensive. And then this thing, and it's going to flip again because it's really annoying. And this thing, we're just, even if we train it, we're just kind of sending it to its doom. Equip it here, and let's do this anyways. Maybe we'll get a combat trick. I'm not sacrificing forest. That is not a combat trick. Of course, our opponents don't know that. I can sacrifice the Manaform Hellkite to stop the stop this thing from transforming for a turn. And this is now transforming. The only thing that's transforming. But I don't think it's really going to matter. Our opponent just has such a board state. And they've gained so much life in this game. Maybe if I had that Uvenwald Oddity sooner. Or at all. Oh yeah, you don't, and now you're gaining 2 life every time you do that, yeah. We're also quite a long ways off from anybody milling themselves out. I'm discarding that. Okay. I mean, I can train the cadet again. Rending Flames. Oh, you're late to this party. I don't even know what I would Rending Flames at this point. Let's just stick this on here. Not sacrificing the forest, because that's not going to get us enough damage through. I mean, they can just take this all and be fine. Do I Rending Flames one of these chumps? And save my Cloaked Cadet? That doesn't feel good. That certainly doesn't feel good. Otherwise, then they get a turn to swing in. Yeah, we're not going to do that. So we have to re-equip this. And Markov Purifier kind of needs to go. This thing, oh, that thing can't even block. Maybe I should be swinging with that. Okay, our opponent does get rid of that. Gains even more life. Scarred imprisonment, and that's game. Yep, you got it, opponent. That was a long, drawn-out game that we just could not overcome their board state and all that nonsense they had. Alright, we're 2-2. We want to at least get to 3 wins, because that's where we get the real jump in the amount of gems we get back. We have a pretty good deck, though. Our opponent just had insane defensive capabilities there. Opponent goes first. I mean, we're going to keep this. Okay, we have enough lands. Game. We're up against another white-black deck. Game. That's enough of that. I've drawn all lands since we started this. We'll just play out our Bomb Mythic. And we don't really have an attack here. Just bounce these guys. If I had a combat trick, I could consider doing that. They have a Cigar's Imprisonment. Yep. I can play this Close Cadet and threaten to train it next turn. Also, if we get non-creatures, this thing is still going to trigger. So it's still somewhat kind of useful, although we don't have a lot of non-creatures in our deck. Although there's one of them. I think we're better off just playing both of those. Let's go attacking first here. We might even draw like a combat trick. Our opponent's stuck on 3 lands. We're going to kill that thing, because we can actually kill that thing. And that thing is going to come back. That's fine. They're doing what they can. We are just going to spam everything. All of the 2 drops. Next turn, I think I'm going to play the Ripsaw and equip it to a Sporeback Wolf to get more training going, rather than using this right away. Our opponent digging for lands. Oh, they found a land. Well, that thing is a 4/4. Do I have another? I do not have another vampire, so I cannot take that. Well, that's okay. We're going to play the Ripsaw. And we are going to go attacking. Not sacrificing a forest there. And we'll pass the turn. Next turn, I think we can activate the Visionary. See what we can find off the top of our deck. Oh, that's annoying. I would really like to find an braid now. Uh, Mr. Opponent, what makes you think you can really get away with attacking with that? That's not an braid. I can cast it, though. I mean, I could give that thing trample. I don't think it's super useful. I'm still going to get another training counter out of this before it dies horrendously here. We could offer this other Sporeback Wolf as a freebie if they wanted to do that. I don't think so. Sacrificing a forest. Why don't we at this point? We've got enough lands. Not blocking with that thing, huh? Well, we'll just put out more crap that they can't deal with. I mean, I suppose they could have the 5-mana white board wipe. That would just totally ruin us. But aside from that, I think our opponent is just going to have issues. Okay, so there's a 3/4. Let's see, this thing has Menace. I should almost equip over here. So that'd be 5 power with Menace. It doesn't really matter, does it? So they can block our 3 biggest. And then they take 5. Well, they might... I don't think we go attacking here. I don't think we sacrifice a forest here either. Yeah, because they're also going to gain 3 off that. And I mean, that happens, but this also happens. And now it's nighttime, so he's a 7/6. And he's about to get Circle of Confinemented. Okay. Reasonable. So I could go 5/5. I mean, we need 2 more creatures in our graveyard to do that. Yeah, let's stick it there. Not sacrificing. So they can make chump block here. Now, I guess maybe I should have re-equipped the chainsaw to something else. In case our opponent gets any wild ideas about swinging in. They have 5 mana. They can activate the Blood Fountain. It's just... it's going to be a bit slow. Next turn I can actually attack with everything if they don't have something. Oh, they have something. They have a really annoying thing. Oh, there's a Wolfkin Outcast. It is still night. Let's do that. Should I make this trample? If I make that trample... Problem is, like, anything else can just end up getting eaten. Like, that would eat that. They'd gain 2, go to 12. And it's just not profitable. I'm not sure if I want to trample over for just a couple points of damage. They are going to double block. So that is cool. We're going to take out the life linker because that could draw them stuff. And we're going to diversify threats a little bit here. And now, one more thing in the graveyard does that. Okay, well now we can just kind of come in. I don't think it matters if we give it trample because it can just block this one over here. So I'm going to decline giving it trample. And our opponent's hanging in there. But can they survive another attack? They're going attacking. Okay. There's a courier bat. I don't think they have a 1-mana creature. Oh, hi, you're dead. And I don't even have to give that trample. All right, so we got to 3 wins. That's kind of the thing about this format. I feel like it's very tight plays. Like, one small misstep and you can just be so far behind, or your opponent can just play along the curve and just go absolutely insane, as we've done a couple times. Kevin Durabit. Or Kevin Durabit? Oh, this is a hand. We're finally finding our removal spells. We have plenty of lands to cast anything, and we have tons of creatures in the deck, so I'm gonna... Of course, we also have tons of lands in the deck. That thing's gonna get a bunch of damage on us. I'm not going to avoid that. That thing... That thing will get a bunch of damage on us, and so I might... Yeah, that thing damaging us over and over. I can't let that sit there. Especially against a blue-red deck. I don't want to run this into an obvious counter spell. That doesn't get me anything. And this Lantern Bearer isn't that much pressure right now. Next turn I will play, because now they could be looking at Scare the... Okay. Yeah, no flyers for you. There, we avoided the counter spell. Now if they try to hold up like a Scattered Thoughts and a counter spell, our villager's gonna flip. He's gonna flip out. Oh, that's a cruel witness. The question is now, this is gonna turn into a race. I think if we're in a racing situation, I want the bigger creature. And hopefully they just don't have answers. They are Looking at my outcast. Kind of want it to turn night too. Oh gosh. That is a lot of stuff that I cannot block. 3, 6, 7. So I'm kind of dead next turn. Or not next turn, but the turn after. Because we don't have life gain in this deck. But they can also have, you know, whatever they want here. Yeah, they can have a braid. So I'd be swinging with 8. Spiked Ripsaw would be a good draw here. Of course, they have a blocker. Well, they have more blockers. I can take their Lantern Bearer. Problem is I just can't block those flyers. And I did not get my dragon that could let me block those flyers. So unfortunately they had 3 cruel witnesses. It's a little bit absurd. Maybe I should have saved my Abrade for one of them. But yeah, like I said, that's just kind of how these Crimson Vow limited games go. Like, they can be pretty quick and pretty punishing. Well, we got to 3 wins, so we at least get 1,000 gems back. So net, this draft cost us was 500 gems, and we got a mythic out of it. And we got a couple other packs, so let's open those and see what we got here. What am I looking for? I wasn't looking for that. And here we have... oh, another mythic. That's a pretty decent card to get in a draft as well. Okay. And with that, I will see you guys next time.